Hi friends, Concy here from atop Serenity Hill. Welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. And I hope that you have been enjoying my videos. If you have, please always give me a thumbs up if you love them. And if you are new to this, please subscribe below. That would be awesome. So today I'm gonna do a spread in my cardboard journal. The link to how to make this is below or right here. And I'm going to use a prompt, though I have already chosen which one because I wanted to prepare a prompt from a prompt deck that my friend Shemi Dixon has that you can get for free. I will put the link below for this prompt deck. And I have to say, I went through the prompts and they were challenging to me. I did force myself not to pick the easiest one, and I did randomly choose the add gold to your artwork. So which is not one of the hard ones, but there's some really fun ones in here, like illustrate a city skyline using various mixed media elements, abstract energy, challenge your emotions into an abstract representation of energy. Some really fun prompts to get you outside your regular box of creating. So shadow silhouettes, paint silhouettes with shadows, create a vibrant watercolor wash, incorporate hidden messages. There's a whole bunch. So I encourage you to go below and grab the link and get your own set of these prompts. And I'll be using them on and off through next year. This video is being done in December 2023. So I plan to incorporate some of them because when I was going through them, they honestly were like, I'm not sure what I would do for that. And when I stopped to think about it, I'm like, and that's how I'm going to get better and more creative and push myself outside of my regular creative box. So I hope you'll join me in doing that. So we have add gold to your artwork. Now, my rule tip with any prompt, and Shemi would completely agree with this. We are friends outside of just using her prompts, and she would agree with this statement, is that this is a suggestion in many respects. If you do not have gold, like gold paint or gold paint pen or gold paper, then use the word metallic. So she's using the word gold in a sparkly type of sense. Like I love this rich copper Liquitex ink. I don't have a gold version of it, but I have a copper version and I love it. I also have this Glimmer Mist from Tattered Angels. I'm not sure this is available any longer, but I've had it for a very long time and it's gold. So this is my kind of version. It's yellow, but it's sparkly, so it gives that feeling of gold. So use what you have. If you don't have gold, just use yellow, because yellow and gold are in the same color family, okay? So I want to keep things kind of simple. I'm starting with the cardboard, and I'm going to rip up some book paper and put it down as a base for me. The other thing I have is a couple of stencils, and I haven't used modeling paste in a while, so I was feeling like modeling paste along with the ink, the liquid ink it would fall into the cracks and the crevices of whatever I use with modeling paste would be really fun. So I have that. I just hand carved a new little stamp because I'm working on some stamps during Carve December. I'll link that below, by the way, so in case you're like, what is Carve December? It's just a challenge on Instagram to carve some stamps, and so I carved this little stamp, and I love how it went along maybe with this stencil. Like, it could be the flowers that go in the leaves. So we'll see where it all goes, but the first thing I'm going to do is glue down some book paper to my cardboard journal. All right, so this is all glued down. A couple little pieces that keep not wanting to glue down. And I love the way it looks. Oh my God, love. It just takes, I love the idea of the cardboard, but this just takes it, same color, more visual texture. All right, so I'm gonna get out my texture paste. So I'm using the Crafters Workshop Light and Fluffy Modeling Paste. I really love this because it's, as it says, light and fluffy, but it dries really quickly, so I can use a heat gun with it as opposed to regular modeling paste, which you can, but it just takes longer to dry. So I'm going to put some of this down. I think I might use it as a, almost like an edging, so that I have space to do the leaves in the center. And again, we'll see what happens. It's all an experiment. It's all just trying and seeing what happens as we play. Makes it interesting. If something doesn't work, try something else. Because in the end, this is just cardboard. So I like playing in journals that I make because it makes them so less precious. I didn't buy it, I didn't spend a fortune on it. It was literally cardboard that was left over from projects or, you know, a package. Ooh, okay, loving that. I'm going to dry this, clean off my stencil because I always clean off the stencils when I have modeling paste on it, and then we will come back and add some color to it. All right, so it's almost dry enough for me. I didn't make them super thick, so it doesn't take a ton of time to dry, but I'm going to try spraying with some of this shimmer mist. But what I would like to do, it does not want to stay down. You sometimes just have that stubborn little piece that's like, I am not going to glue myself down. It happens. Especially when they're, you know, you don't give it enough dry time and you keep bending it. That'll happen. All right, so I've got my shimmer mist. I've got a paper towel handy because I'm going to see what happens. You never know when you're spraying stuff if it'll even work. Oh, okay, see? Doesn't even want to work. All right. So we're going to pivot, people, pivot. Ooh, that is a delightful shimmer. Let me see if I can get it up to the... Well, I think that satisfies the gold part. So let me grab a paintbrush. So if you have a spray jar, a spray bottle, I have a lot of these sprays that just don't spray anymore. You know, they're just clogged. These are older. And so, you know, just use them a different way. Pick them up, dump them out, drip them, whatever you want to do. But don't, you know, don't not use them just because they don't spray anymore. And if you can figure out how to unclog them, then you have a spray again. And if not, just use them as paint. All right, so I didn't need this because I wasn't spraying, but that's okay. And so I love the way that I have now. I have this shimmer here, and I'm going to add these on, but I have an idea. I'm going to let this dry for a second. And I'm going to put out some modeling paste and turn it this bronze color. Whoops. Because that's also a good thing about using white modeling paste. Or this almost goes semi-transparent, is that you can color it. Oh, this is like a little bit thicker. The ink has gone thick along the side of the bottle, so I'm using that to my advantage. All right, so I'm not even going to mix it up all the way. I'm going to let it be a little bit mottled, as you can see. Okay. All right. And I think I'm going to keep this simple and just do the 3, just like that. And I don't really get too precious about, does it go under? You know, like I'm getting some out here. That's fine. When you get caught up in the details of it's not going on perfectly, or it's bleeding under the stencil, or whatever pops into your head, that annoying chatter, see if you can just be like, and yes, it is going under. Let's see what happens. If you think of it as all experimenting, just to play, I always think back to, you know, what you would do with as a child, or as, you know, like, let's go back to kindergarten. And the teacher just threw out stuff and said, like, you know, make this, try this. And a lot of times, you know, I mean, there are always exceptions, yes, I know. But as children, we would just say, oh, okay, and we'd try it. And we wouldn't second guess ourselves. We would just do whatever was in our imaginations. So I encourage you to do that in your art. Ooh, super pretty. All right, I have to clean that stencil off, because if not, it will dry. But I have some of this left. So what I'm going to do is add it along the edges. Kind of be random about it, because I don't want to do part the edges and then run out. So I don't want to make more. And I can always go back and add some more bronze paint, which I might, the ink, with a paintbrush. All right. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry, clean off my stencil, and meet you back here. All right, so we dried this, and now we have our bronze, and I'm going to grab a paintbrush, and I'm going to see if I can add a little more. Just going to, whoops. So you can see what I'm doing, just grabbing some of the paint and just dry brush the leaves so that they're a little more sparkly. And because when you added the modeling paste, it kind of dulled it down a little bit. So I just want to bring back the sparkle. to at least those. Can add a little bit to the outside too. And now you can see the sparkle. Sparkle, which is lovely. All right. So the next thing I'm gonna try is I also have this deep violet ink. Same brand, as you can see, dusty from not having used it. And I'm going to put a little bit here, well, drip it down. Let's see what happens. All right, let's add some water to this. Before I get too crazy, I don't like this to get everywhere, so let's pop these back in. All right, and that way when it drips, it drips not all over my table as well. And I'm going to blot it a little because it got the paper underneath absorbed a lot of it. Okay. Whew. God, that's a pretty color. See? Gorgeous color. Gorgeous. Keep playing with it a little bit. Just maybe to spread it out, even if it's not drippy, but that it is more evenly distributed for my eye. Okay, let's try this. All right, so the last thing, because honestly, it's just pretty how it is. It has texture. Oh, love the feel. Kind of see where all that fun texture is there. I've got my add gold. I started with the underlayer of that shimmer spray, so I've got some gold. I also added metallic bronze, so I've done the challenge for myself. And then I had that stamp I wanted to use. Then I grabbed a couple other stamps that were just kind of felt right, you know, like I have this kind of moody garden scape, and so I can add the flowers. I had carved this bird recently. A moon kind of spoke to me. This feels like maybe twilight, so maybe add a moon. And then I have a few of these little tiny garbage stamps for some texture. Maybe add some stones. Not sure what this, you know, I don't know, just kind of going to play with it. So I'm just going to use black ink. I'm a fan of black ink. And let's start with, see how this works, because, you know, I have a brilliant idea, but that doesn't mean it's going to work. So the stamp is having to address the fact that there's a lot of texture on the background, and that's okay. Again, I'm not looking for a perfect flower or a perfect, you know, stamp of anything. I just want the illusion that this is, as now I've come to the conclusion, a garden at twilight. No purpose other than super fun. All right, so let's add a few more of these. stamp this off. I love like just stamping off the ghost prints because now I got collage fodder. I think the next thing I'm going to use is this little stone stamp and add some gravel into the bottom. Again, it might not show up perfectly or crisply. That might be a better way of saying it than perfect. Although to some people, I guess that's the same. But I'm just looking to anchor the base a little bit. Just for fun. All right, I do like the idea of adding a little moon. So we got my moon. And then let's see. Put the bird down here, see how it looks. Cool. So it's kind of like little surprise elements that are popping in. I don't need the other stamp. And I'm gonna grab a white gel pen and see. Okay, brings that to life. Got my little bird. Cool. Might need to give him more of an eyeball. Oop, dead Sharpie. And then if I feel like it, I could try and see about adding some white to a few of these flowers. It's more of a dandelion. Just to give, you know, a bit of more sparkle. White always adds sparkle to me. To a piece. I have a hard time doing anything without adding a little white and black to everything. It's like how I know a piece, it feels done to me, is when I add a little white, add a little black. All right. So once I've finished this, seeing if I can find them all. Okay. I think there you have it. Yep. A moody garden at twilight. My little bird, little moon, a lot of texture. Feels delightful. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this and that you will take advantage of getting Shami's prompts. Again, the link is below. I would also love it if you would subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. And I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you will try something like this in your own art journal. And I will see you in another video. Thanks, friends.